Brian, a question for you then. What is John Delaney's legacy for Irish football?
Well, I think we're just at the end of a disgraceful era as far as I'm concerned. I think there was massive reputational damage to football in Ireland, to the association, and even ordinary people that are involved in the game have had to take a lot of stick. It appears he's let him and the rest of them that were involved in the board have left behind a complete financial shambles. We don't know the extent of that shambles yet until we hear the results of some of the reports. They've left behind a staff whose morale is at a very low ebb because of the way they've been treated. Some of them who were discarded. Some brilliant people were discarded over the time. Some great people were moved on as well. And they have found out that their pensions weren't even being paid properly. And we see, there appears to be a big settlement so that John's pension was paid up properly. The programmes for underage development, playing development programmes, they were all badly resourced over the period of austerity that was overseen by this regime. And I think the game has suffered because of that. The League of Ireland has suffered. The grounds haven't advanced. The payments to the clubs, the prizes for winning the league or the FAI Cup are abysmal. We've fallen down the rankings, the coefficient, in terms of UEFA, in terms of our standing at the European tournaments, despite the efforts of the clubs individually, and particularly Dundalk over the last number of years. And I think that's the legacy. I think the two qualifications for Poland and France covered up an awful lot of problems. And I and many others have said for years and years the organisation has lacked leadership, and that has now been exposed. It took a long time. I think that was sad. I think it was sad the way it came about, you know, where they went into the government buildings to have the opportunity to explain their stewardship, and they decided to shut up shop and hide behind lawyers and not give any explanation for their stewardship. But thanks to the brilliant journalism that's taken place over the last while, we now have an idea of what was actually going on during this time. And many of us suspected a lot of what was going on. We didn't know the full extent of it. But, you know, the game has suffered really, really badly through this era and will continue to suffer.